Here's a program where someone learns something innovative by talking on the phone. Press the button. The girl found out about Aquatecture. She says, I was talking on the phone to my friend in the Netherlands about my floating lily pads in my aquarium. She told me that in her country, where the land is at sea level, Aquatecture builds sustainable floating houses. The foundation is designed so that houses rise and go down with the water level. The idea for this program was taken from Al Jazeera, Earthrise, Dutch Aquatecture. Here's our Hopscotch program with the phone and the hand appearing on page 1 and the other emoji characters and text appearing on page 2. When the play button is tapped and the program starts, our phone here, we are going to make it grow by 2000% of the original emoji character size. We are going to tilt it on the left by 90 degrees, and we're going to place it on the screen at 520, 390. We are going to make a background pink color, very wide. When the iPad is tapped, it's time to go to screen 2 and our phone is becoming invisible. When the play button is tapped, we have the hand around the iPhone. We send it to the back, we put it at its position, rotate the hand by 90 degrees and set it to be 1500% of its original size. When the iPad is tapped, the hand becomes invisible. That means it's time to go to page 2. When the play button is tapped, the second hand is bringing to the front. We place it at its location, we turn it to 120 degrees, and we grow it by 2000% of its original emoji character size. When the iPad is tapped, we're ready to go to page 2 and our hand become invisible. When the iPad is tapped, we're going to screen 2. Our title here becomes visible. We place it at 500, 670. We write the text and draw a blue background that covers the entire iPad. Here we have the water lily that was the inspiration for this program. When the play button is tapped, we make it invisible because it appears on page 2. In fact, everything that appears on screen 2 must have this command here. When the play button is tapped, becomes invisible. When the iPad is tapped, our lily pad becomes visible. We set its size to 200% and place it on the screen. When the iPad is tapped, our boat becomes visible. We set it at its location, set its size, and set the text to here, the boat and floating house, floating house, floating house, floating house. And the characters that are underneath are going to be gray color. When the iPad is tapped, we have our text. We make it visible, we set its location, set the size of the letters, and write down what we want to say. And here we have our program.